Hey, welcome back to The Hard Truth. This is a quick hitter. Today, we are going to get into the gym and we're going to do some shoulder work. Now, today's workout, I'm going to tell you, is not a beginner's workout. Now, I wouldn't call it an extremely advanced workout, but in the description below, I will go ahead and write for you a beginner's, an intermediate, and an advanced workout that will help you guys out. You can take all of these movements and incorporate them, and I've given you a bunch of extra things that you can do on a monthly basis to kind of fill in some of the gaps there. Now, let me just tell you this. This is not an exhaustive workout when it comes to shoulders. There are so many movements that you can do, and if you are interested in more of our workouts, guys, all you have to do is go to Google and go ahead and type in IFBB Pro Jeff Christian, and you will find all of our stuff that's online, and you'll have no issues or problems. You can find all of that stuff. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. I'm happy to help you out. Let's get out to the gym floor, and let's get into some shoulder work. Let's do it now. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of shoulder work, and we have with us Sandra. Finally talked her into it like everybody's been asking, but we're going to work on some shoulders today. And remember, shoulders are a ball and socket joint. They're multi-axial, so they move in different planes and in different angles. And so while that's great, they're also very vulnerable to injury. So before we do any high risk movements, we want to properly warm up, and for us to warm up, we're going to start with 4 sets of side laterals. Now, I'm going to show you how I want you doing side laterals, because if you don't do them right, you're wasting your time. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is, doing our side laterals correctly, what I want you to do is have that same thought in mind that we talked about with traps. I want time under tension created by the amount of reps you're doing, but I want you to be bringing them up like a piston. So we're not looking to pause or anything like that, but what we're going to do is, you're going to notice that Sandra's hands stay below her elbows. And so that's really important, because we don't want to extend up, because then it puts us in a bad position. So we want to really work those side delts, and doing that, we have to make sure we're in a proper position for the side. So here's what we're going to do, and I want to show you real quickly. So when she comes up, the thought she's going to have is that she is going to hand that off to somebody else. So when she brings it up, she's going to feel like she's trying to hand it off, okay? But again, the hands stay below the elbows. So I want you to picture like you have somebody with a puppet string on your elbow, and they're pulling your elbow up first. Hand stays below. Here we go. There you go. So, there. There you go. And so we're going to make sure we get 4 sets of 12 in, just for a good warm up. So now, once we're warmed up, we are going to go into actual side laterals. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to go 4 sets, and then we're going to go 15 to 20. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but I want you to really pump those shoulders, and let's really get that in. Now again, I don't want you just staying out totally to the side. I want you also coming to the front just a little bit on half of your reps. So a little bit to the front, a little bit to the side. So we want to really get that entire area, that shoulder girdle, really warmed up. I'll show you what I mean. So we take it, and as we're coming up, I want you to really feel like you're pulling up. So there you go. Hands below. So if you look at it from the side, we're at the side, and then just out slightly to the front, side, front, side, front. So we're going to do that, and we're going to go 4 sets. Then we're able to go into more of our high risk movements, which is more pressing. Now for me personally, I do not like pressing behind the neck. I can't do it. I don't have enough flexibility. I also think it puts the shoulders at a greater risk, so I tend to like them from the front. We'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so once we finish up our 4 sets of side laterals, we're gonna go into presses. Now again, for me, I rather have pressing in front instead of in back just because of my flexibility and just also because I've had shoulder injury in the past. So I tend to keep it out in the front. I can fill in gaps and other exercises that I would typically get from the rear. So here's something that's really important, and I see a lot of guys making this mistake, is when they are in a chair, they are pressing their head against it. Now, no problem with that other than when you are pushing, I don't want you pushing on your neck. Many people will try to get that extra advantage to push that weight by pushing their head against the back of the chair, which is going to create an injury in your neck. So keep your neck passive while you're pressing, okay? So make sure you're not pushing against your head, that big old cranium of yours. Don't push against it because it's just going to hurt you and you're going to mess your neck up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go now to pressing, and we're going to get 3 sets of 12 when we're going to do pressing. Now, I'm not saying I want you at 3 sets of 12 with lightweight. I want it moderately heavy. This is not real heavy. This is just for the purpose of our video here, but we'll show you what we mean. No pressing against that. You can press against it with your back of your shoulders, but let's not do that with our head, okay? I go with shoulder width. Head stays passive, comes up just a little bit. Okay, and you can see now, I don't care if you do that with a regular bar or you do it at a Smith machine. I prefer the Smith machine, again, just because I've had injuries in my shoulder before. So that's the way we'll do it. I'll let Sandra show you how she likes to do them from the rear. If you choose to do it that way, that's fine, but I still want you to get in those same set range.
All right, this is behind the neck.
Yeah.
I go down about mid-ponytail or a little lower.
Yeah.
No lower than that. Back up. Don't lift the elbows.
So now you're going down to mid-neck.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Or mid-head. You don't need to go super heavy with these. I like both, front or back, but mainly I'll do front, so.
Okay, so up here real quick. So basically, when you're doing behind the neck, it's so important. Don't try to come all the way down because you're really gonna put those shoulders in an anatomically weaker position. So you're gonna wanna come to that mid-neck and then get it back up, okay? So again, remember, whether you're in front, behind, I don't really care, but take care of those shoulders and don't press your big old head against that chair for extra leverage. Now we're going to move on to some rear delts, and we're going to go to an incline bench. And you can see we've got it about 45 degrees. And so we're going to go and we're going to get off of the end of this bench, grab our dumbbells, and we're going to get off the end of it, just like this. Supports our lower back. And we're going to do what we call swings. So we're going to come out, click, come out, click. Now, we're not using that click to create momentum. We're just clicking it, we're swinging it. We're just going to keep swinging. And we're going to swing that thing until we get tired. We're going to drop our weight, grab us a lighter dumbbell, and we're going to keep going. Now, if you notice, I'm not coming to the back. See, a lot of people do that. I want you right out along that shoulder girdle line. Stretch it. And so you are just swinging those dumbbells. As you swing, you have to go from momentum to pulling it back. Pulling it back. Now, I'm gonna have Sandra show you the regular way of doing it without the swing. But about once a month, I would throw those swings in there. Try to get 100 reps. Really hard, but try to do it. Okay, so Sandra's gonna do hers, and she's going to do regular, and she's not gonna do the swings, but she's gonna get 4 sets of 10 in. And I'm gonna show you how I want you to do this. And a lot of guys do these, in my opinion, wrong. So as she starts, I'm gonna take you over here to the side. Here we go, go ahead. So instead of coming back, Chase, come over here. So I want your plane to be more, there you go. Feel it, there you go. There you go. Really feel that rear delt working. There we go. There you go. Yeah, great. So if you look, we're not coming back this way. We're coming a little more out, which if you look, fires that rear delt really, really hard. That's what we're trying to do. Now we're gonna go do one other thing real quickly, and we're gonna do it with a band. So we're gonna get a band, and we're gonna put it through one of these TRX hooks, and you can do this out on a machine or whatever you wanna do. But I want you taking this thing, get it nice and even on both hands. And we're going to take and we're going to hit our rear delts from just a little different angle. So we're going to take and we're going to come back up real nice. And we're going to really hit that rear delt. I'll show you. Come over here. So we're going to take it. Here, come over this way. There we go. So we're gonna bring it and we're gonna bring it up and really stretch. And it really hits those rear delts. Once you get 4 sets of 12 to 20 on those will rip you. Now, I know it sounds like a lot, but rear delts are most people's bugaboo, right? I mean, we know that. So if you want big rear delts, you do have to work them. So we're going to get our working sets there. Then we're gonna go into the pec deck, and you can alternate these however you like, but only use one of them. So this will give you some variation, okay? So we're gonna go into the pec deck. We'll show you how to do those. Most of you probably know, but I want you to do a little variation on them that'll really help you. We're going to be doing the pec deck. Now, I'm not telling you to do your bands and your pec deck in the same workout, but what I'm telling you is that's another variation. Include at least one of these along with your dumbbell work, okay? When you are doing swings, I want you to start out at a heavier weight and do a drop set to where you basically all you can do is move them. But here, I want you to feel like you're handing off this this bar. So I want you to see something. So you'll have to kind of come over here, Chase. There we go. So when you're up here, I want you right at about shoulder level. I want those arms to stay in a slightly bent position, and I don't want you to overextend out, because once your rear delts contract, that's it. Anything beyond contraction point, now you're into the shoulder girdle, and I don't want you to do that, because then we're dealing with damage. So we stay and we try to hand it off. So literally, it's like I've got somebody over here and I'm trying to hand that bar to them. Okay, now that's the feeling I want you to get. So Sandra, come on over.
You need black.
Yeah. Chase, why don't you come over here? Here we go. So right there, perfect.
Speak a little lightly.
Yeah, so I want you right about height. So she's at shoulder height, and when she comes out, she's gonna keep this, and that elbow is gonna stay just a hair bent. Okay, bring it back. And you can see once the shoulder or that rear delt is contracted, anything beyond this point just literally brings the shoulder back, and now all of a sudden you've gone beyond contraction point, okay? So she's gonna act like she's handing that bar off to me out here. So I want that bar to come right about there. There you go. So try to act like you're handing that bar off. Really contract those rear delts. In other words, you're trying to hand it off, but you're pulling. I want you to feel that pulling in here. Don't just create momentum, pull. Now, this is another 4 sets of 12 to 20, all right? Challenge yourself a little bit on this. If it gets heavy, I want you to finish that 20, but I want you to drop the set or drop the weight a little bit to where you can finish the set. Okay, so once a month, I want you to really challenge yourself with a century set. Now, we did this a lot when we were training for a show. A century set is brutal. How much is a century? 100. So make sure that you're getting 100 reps. Now, this is a huge drop set. Now, sadly, I have to say, and I don't do it now, but I would start out, once my shoulders were completely warmed up and everything was good, I'd start out with 70-pound dumbbells, and then I'd work all the way down to 20s for my hundreds. But I think now I'm probably starting out with 20s and going down to 5s. But I want you to challenge yourself with a century set, okay? Side laterals, a century set. Let me show you how it works. All right, so Chase, come on over here.
Drop setting, right?
Yeah, it's a drop set. Remember the century set? So basically, you're doing the same thing. You are just pounding it out, okay? Make sure you got good form. Those hands always stay below. I want you to feel like you're handing it off to somebody. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Once you get to where you can do no more with that, you're dropping down to the next set. And then you're just gonna keep right on going, okay? So you're gonna keep right on going until you get that 100. That's a century set. Once a month, do that. I promise you, your side delts will really start to cap off, all right? So there you go. There's some shoulder work. See if you can do that. Let us know how you like it. And we'll hit you up with some more stuff later on. Okay, so here's the deal, and we really appreciate you guys watching this. If you would like, subscribe, and share, we'd really appreciate it. We're a growing channel. But let me just tell you this. I will tell you that this is a pretty basic routine. If you want more, let us know. We have a lot of really advanced stuff as well, but we wanted to give you kind of a basic routine today to kind of get you going. But these things are really helpful as well, and so I think we can get a lot of stuff done, or a lot of shoulder work done there just with those exercises. Again, challenge yourself. Don't make it just lightweight for a set of 10. Really challenge yourself at a weight where you can barely get 10 and then move on to the next set, because once you do, you'll notice a big difference. Well, we're about to jump in Sandra's little Tesla here.
A little fire rocket.
Her little fire rocket, and we'll see you next time.